Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all and welcome to the channel. This video will delineate the different aspects of the first project for this comprehensive course. And I say comprehensive because we will be undertaking the intermediate level and the advanced level in the near future, bi'idhnillah and God willing, or far future, depending on my availability and schedule. You will be designing a library management system. Here are the requirements of the project. I will also inform you of different optional aspects of the project. If you wish to tackle them, feel free to do so. If not, they are not mandatory, so you do not have to trouble yourself with them if you do not wish to do so. Oh, I need to create multiple lines of comments. Firstly, you need to create a menu that asks the user of the program if the user is a staff member of the library or a customer who wishes to borrow or return books to the library. So that is the first step, or not the first step, but the first phase of the application. This will obviously be a console application, as in you will be interacting with the terminal. We will not be tackling graphical user interfaces yet. I do have a course planned for JavaFX, which I prefer over Java Swing because Java Swing forces you to code blindly, which is rather annoying, similar to CSS coding, but that is for a later time, bi'idhnillah and God willing. If the user selects staff, then the staff member will have to enter the username and password. Oh, sorry. Then the menu will be, the second menu will ask if the staff member is a returning staff member or if it is a new staff member. New staff or returning staff, as in a pre-existing staff member. If the user selects new staff, actually we can call this 2A, new staff, then they will have to create a username and password. And if it is a returning staff member, then they will have to enter their username and password. If it does not match what has been created, there should be an error that you need to handle accordingly through a menu or through a notification or through a log message. You can run rampant with ideas. After the new staff member has created their username or password, or after the returning staff member has logged in, then the staff member can access a third menu. I should say here 2A and then 3A, 3B, then 4. A menu that allows the staff member to check the different customer list that are registered with the system, and or check list of books for each customer. You can have this as a single entity as opposed to a menu. I am merely providing the general guidelines. You can customize this as you see fit. I am not adding any restrictions, at least not yet. And that is it for the staff member. So this point will be staff. After that, it will be the customer. Oh, I forgot. So you can have this as a single entity. I will leave it between brackets to indicate as such, or access book database. Then here it will be 5A, and then you will have the customer list, and each customer will have their own books. And for 5B, you will have a menu where you can add a book to a database or delete a book from the database. Obviously, we will not actually be using a proper database such as SQL or MySQL or MongoDB. You will be using a data structure that we discussed previously as your quote-unquote database. But to avoid confusion, let us use the term list. And then we have 6A. If the user chooses add book, then you will enter the details of the book, and then it is added to the book list. And if the user chooses delete book, then you select the book to be deleted, select book to be deleted, and then deleted from the list. Obviously, you need to loop this menu after you select either add book or delete book. It should take you back here, or have a quit option. That way you can quit anytime, or a return option to return from this menu to this menu and from this menu to this menu. Now for the customers. So we will begin with 2B now. This one, 2B. If it is a customer, you will have a menu, check book list, basically the books that the customer has borrowed, or borrow a book. And here we will say 7A. If it is check the book list, you will display the book list the customer has. If the user chooses this, then it will display the current book list that the staff member has created or modified, and then the customer will choose a book to borrow from the list. Then if the user chooses to borrow a book from the list, if you select check book list, it should be updated automatically. You can add an option if the user chose this by accident. If the user chose this by accident, that they can return to this menu, or if they chose this by accident, they can return to this menu. Here is an optional portion for this assignment or this project. When the staff member adds a book or multiple books, I can add it like so. They can add the book either by entering the book details in the console or through a file. That is the optional portion of this assignment. Reading a file with books to be added. Optional. The reason I am setting this to be optional is because you may have to resort to a method that we did not cover. If you wish to research by yourself, by all means, feel free to do so, but I wish to limit the scope of this project to what we actually covered throughout this beginner level. If you would like, you can also add functionalities such as a log, where you log in the list as a log file or print it as a text file, for example. You can add extra functionalities to utilize the other aspects of the course that we covered that are not covered in this assignment. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through YouTube, or we can meet on Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Discord to discuss any issues you may encounter through this project. I wish you all the best with this project, and I will see you inshallah bi'idhnillah and God willing in either the intermediate level or another tutorial altogether. We will see what happens. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Be safe, take care, and peace be upon you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.